All right, welcome back. 3:48 in the afternoon. We're speaking with Kristan Cole. Kristan is the trustee for AlaskaFundTrust.com. Kristan, tell us a little bit about the Fund Trust, how it operates, and what it was designed for. Kristan, you there?
Yes, I'm sorry.
Oh, go ahead. Give us a little update about the fund, about AlaskaFundTrust.com, why it was set up, and how people can go in and donate, and how it all works.
Well, I remember last January when we saw, a lot of this. I read in the paper, how great the mounting legal debts were for the governor, and I pretty much said, enough is enough. And so we did put together this fund trust, and the idea behind it is to pay her legal defense of these ethics complaints. And it is one of the most transparent, one of the most restrictive funds of its kind for someone in an elected position that she's in. And you can donate up to a maximum of $150 per year per person to the fund. And we would be thrilled if people would consider donating to help her pay these costs.
Now, it's per year. Is that calendar year? Right.
Yes.
I guess. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Talk a little bit more about are her legal fees at $500, $600, or is it tackled down exactly yet, or they just keep growing?
They keep growing, and that's the reason that it's kind of a mark that keeps moving, is because as of this weekend another complaint was filed.
Right.
And so each time one's filed, it has to be defended. And so the legal fees continue to grow, and obviously I don't want to get off the topic, but that's exactly why she did what she did on Friday, is it's just not going to stop.
There is truth to that. I mean, some people have called her quit, some people have said she's abandoned the state, but when you have a log chain around you, to where every day you worry about where's the next ethics complaint, you can't travel, you can't go to people, you can't even take care of state's business without worrying about somebody doing something, it really does hamper a governor's ability to govern.
Right.
Because you're more worried about, well, if I say this and I go here, is that right or is that wrong? And so does it? I think it does. I think it kind of holds you in the office, so to speak, doesn't it? I mean,
and as you know as well as I do, that's just not her style.
Right.
Her style is to be out getting things done, and to be sitting behind a desk, just sitting there doing nothing. It doesn't work for her, especially when she knows it's just costing the state money and costing them opportunity.
The governor said something interesting the other day, and when I have the opportunity to interview, I'm going to ask you this question, but I'd like to get your thoughts on it, because based on experience with her, when she says something like this, it means something to me, and when she said, trust me on this, I've had to do that with some buddies. Hey, you're going to need to trust me on this, man. I can't tell you everything right now, but you're just going to have to trust me. Mm-hmm. Well, it was like Governor Palin was saying, I know this is unconventional. I know it sounds this and that, and everybody's going to have their own spin on it, but trust me, in the future, you'll see.
Exactly.
Is that it? Can you expand on that? I know you're not speaking for the governor, but,
sure.
But just some personal observation.
Well, I think when, down the road when people really see because, she is a very positive person. She is a very driven, focused, determined person. And so, she has really worked hard at trying to work through this, even though it was a quagmire. And I think when people, in hindsight, when people see what she was really dealing with and how much it was really costing all of us, they are going to say, thank you, you did the right thing for us, especially, a year from now when Sean Parnell is able to continue to do resource development and do things that are positive for our state. They're going to look back on this and say, what an incredible, selfless decision she made for us.
Yeah. Right.
And that's why she's saying, trust me on this.
Yeah. It's odd that a person would do something, a selfless decision. That's what people's having trouble getting their arms wrapped around.
Exactly.
Let's go to Daniel on line one. Got a call for Kristan Cole, Alaska. She's a trustee of AlaskaFundTrust.com. Daniel, you're up with Kristan.
Hey. Yeah, this is maybe a little bit of a crazy question, but is there any way to go after these people who have filed these frivolous complaints that have cost the state and the governor personally so much money and sue them personally in civil court for every penny they've cost everybody?
The short answer is no, but Kristan, go ahead and expand on it if you like.
Well, the short and long answer is no and no, and that's really the unfortunate thing. And so you can imagine if there's no accountability here, there's no stopping it.
Right. Don't you think that Bob Lynn's bill will be an asset, that if at least it will parallel the legislator's ethics rules, and that is if you file a complaint against a city and legislator, you are not allowed to go to the media with it. You're not allowed to go to the Huffington Post or whoever, as they do with the governor, because, Kristan, you probably agree, this is more about fame than it is about ethics.
Right.
Right, yeah.
Absolutely.
All right, Daniel, thank you so much.
And that is the way to resolve it.
Right. Thomas Van Flein had good comments to say on this. All these ethics complaints have been about policy. If you disagree with the governor on policy, well, take care of that in 4 years when she's up for re-election.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? That's what you do with everybody on policy.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a difference between policy and ethics complaints, and these are not ethics complaints. These are people that are pissed off about, well, I want 2 inches of pavement and the governor wants 4, or whatever the case may be. Let's go to Rebecca on line 27452.
Hey there, Eddie.
Hey, Rebecca.
Hi. I'm weighing in on the Shannon Moore comment, and I do trust Sarah. I do believe she is doing what is honestly best for Alaska. She loves Alaska so much that she would step down from high office. She is doing this for us. She sees the cost, and you know what Sarah hates more than anything? Don't know it by now. We never will. Sarah hates waste. She absolutely hates waste. Waste of people's money, and that's why she's done this.
All right, Rebecca, thank you so much. Appreciate the call today. Let's go to line 1 and talk to Doug. Doug, you're on with Kristan Cole, AlaskaFunTrust.com.
Hi there. How y'all doing?
Hey.
I'm just looking back, and you got me thinking about this silly Troopergate thing. If she was in violation or abusive of her powers, I'm telling you right now, Mr. Wooten does not deserve to be a trooper. He should have been fired after the moose was killed, before he went DUI in his patrol car and he had to come pick his sorry butt up. I'm a retired law enforcement officer, and he disgusts me.
Good for you, Doug. I appreciate you taking that stand.
He should have fired him. Don't let him hide behind those stupid police union. They disgust me.
Right, Doug.
Have a great day, sir.
Hey, good for you. I appreciate there's honor in that. Hey, Kristan, isn't it true that when you really break down the Wooten deal, the worst thing about it that you could get to was that Todd complained too much.
Yeah, if there is anything that's bad, but you know what?
Sarah couldn't go to Todd and tell Todd, hey, you're complaining too much.
But you know what, Eddie?
But he had a right to complain.
Exactly.
Yeah, he had a right.
He's a great dad, a great husband, and a great father.
Yeah.
And I think any one of us would have complained.
Exactly. He went to the commissioner's office. He went to the right channels to complain.
And isn't that what a normal citizen would do if they were concerned?
Hey, I got to tell you, that's what I'd do if it was my wife. You know what I mean?
So
my
sister. He still gets to be a citizen.
Yeah. Let's go to Larry. Larry, you're on with Kristan Cole.
Yeah, hi, guys. Doing a good job.
Thank you.
One thing, there's civility in this world, and it doesn't exist on that Moore side. And you know what they're doing, these idiots? They're almost shouting, fire in a closed, dark theater,
Yeah.
They're very close to that, because they're screaming and yelling on things that are so uncivil. They're so uncivil.
But Larry, but my friend told me there was a fire in the theater, and so therefore, under Shannon Moore's theory, she can scream fire in a theater because guess what? She didn't start it. Someone else started it, and therefore it was a rumor in the theater, and therefore the rumor was true because someone had said it, and it's just psychobabble.
God, Eddie, you belong somewhere beyond local yokel time here. When you go to big time?
I don't know, man. As soon as I get my calling.
Well, you're real close to it, because every time I listen to your program, something genius pops out of that. I don't know whether you're heavy or thin, or I get the impression you're pretty hefty because you eat over miles all the time, huh?
I'm a thick guy, yeah.
Yeah, right. Well, good luck to you, and hey, thanks for all your programming. You guys are really knocking them off the shelf, I'll tell you that.
Hey, Larry, we appreciate the kind words. Thank you so much. Kristan Cole from AlaskaFunTrust.com. Any last words for us?
I would just say, gosh, if you feel like I do, that our governor's really given up a lot for all of us. Join me, join the people who have donated, and I would also say this is what amazes me, is that the majority of the donations that we're receiving are $10 and $20.
Yeah.
These are people who are just everyday like you and me.
Right.
And join us to help her, because this has just been incredibly unfair. She's done a very selfless act to help all of us. Let's help her.
Yep. AlaskaFundTrust.com. You can go there and donate. Just take your credit card out. Click, 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 click. Next thing you know, you're all finished up, and the governor has even sent out some thank you notes, I know.
That's right.
You bet. Kristan Cole, thank you so much. We'll do this again sometime.
Okay, thank you.
Tell the governor, give her a big hello for us here at KBYR.